just got the invitation for this program 48 hours back. And I was wondering, should I go or should I not go? Because neither I am a banker nor an IT person. And then I realized, I think there's something called financial inclusion which is of my interest. Why I'm saying this? Because I need both of them to include myself in this modern world. I belong to a space called agriculture. I belong to area of operation called rural India. I have a problem of internet connectivity. I don't have banks. I don't have ATMs. I have nothing. And I thought, let me at least tell you what is my wish list. So when you're developing a technology, consider your customer, a poor customer, sitting far away from you without AC, without automobiles, and without even basic infrastructure of healthcare and education. If you can include me or my customers or my friends in rural India, I think your objective will be met. Now what we are looking at, what is our aspirations or demand from IT world or banking system? I'm not asking that you give us free money. I'm not asking that you give me a free laptop. The problem is that today in the commercial world, let me give you a live example. Very live example, then you can see how you either of the banking system or IT system or any system, it doesn't matter what vocabulary we use, can offer solutions. As a processor of soybean in Madhya Pradesh, in a remote area called Rewa, I had set up a factory for soybean processing. And we know that in agriculture trade, or for that matter any trade, the manipulation happens at all levels. You have to buy soybean, you have to make the payment to the farmers. My requirement is minimum 1,000 tons of soybean a day. The law says I have to make the payment same day. Now whatever comes to my factory gate, I simply weigh and start making payment. Is it possible? It's not possible because I have to check the quality whether soybean contains foreign material, sand, stone or not. It means every bag which comes to my factory I have to check. So 1,000 tons, each bag is about 90 to 100 kg. I have to check every day. And I have to do this verification and then make the payment to every farmer. And what is the size of farmer you know in this country? How much cash I should carry with me all the time and bear the risk of keeping few crores in my locker next door and start counting? And how many people, banking people I have to put, or how many accountants I have to put, and how many paperwork, how much paperwork I have to do every day. And this is, I'm just talking of inward. Whatever I'm purchasing, I have to sell also after processing. And when I process, I make 8 products out of it in different SKUs. I have to do that reverse transactions. Think of amount of transactions we have to go through. And please mind it, I'm dealing with farmers, they are illiterate, they don't have any IT connectivity. But you want them financial inclusion, we also want them, they should be understanding about financial systems. The first step we did is, which is a common trend in the country, make cash payment. We said we will not make any cash payment. We'll give you checks. So average check size was anything between 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, which can be 2 tons, 3 tons, 4 tons, 5 tons. People used to come in bullock carts, autos, bicycles, trucks, tractors, whatever mode of communication. And there is a multiple loads. Those logistics issues separate. I'm not discussing that. I'm not even looking solution for that, because those solutions we have identified, we have done it, and we have met daily payment schedule without fault, and with ensuring quality of every bag. Those technologies we have perfected. But where we are today here is about IT application or technological application in banking, which is financial transactions. The biggest challenge was the bank itself. When I issue a check to a small farmer, he goes to the bank. First of all, he resists. The first point of resistance for the bank is, or for the farmer is, the banks don't cooperate. If I go to the banker, he says, this check is 5 days old. He says, so what? It's not bounced. Most of the farmers don't have bank accounts. So first thing was to open the bank accounts. And we wanted actually for them that they should open bank accounts. Because minute we make cash payment to a farmer, the first thing he does is, typical human tendency, either he goes to a shop or a market, starts buying things which he does not need. An unfortunate part is that all companies in the country are actually targeting farmers' income the minute the harvest happens and start grabbing that money in the form of textiles and shoes and cosmetics and whatnot. And he left with nothing for next crop, whether seed or agrochemicals. So we wanted that he should not handle cash. If he is not handling cash, temptation will be low. And when it is going through a banking process, there will be some hassles for him to misuse the money. And indirect, trying to educate him the value of money. Okay, don't waste it. Partly we were succeeded. The biggest hassle was bankers. The mindset of bankers. We will not open account, we will not do this. And so we made an announcement in our areas, 500 villages. Any bank manager says no to you, please call us. And we will make a proper complaint about the manager direct to the head office. Being a corporate house, at least, we have that much leverage, we know how to communicate to the right people. Slowly, the egos of many managers settled in the process. So when it comes to the, I'm saying the live scenario, that why we need technologies, because it will bypass the egos and power centers of banks. It's not that it is going to improve the efficiencies. A person can also be equally efficient. Ultimately, somebody has to punch the number into the system. If he is not willing to punch the number in the system, what technology can do? How to bypass the egos and so-called the power centers within the banking systems? Can you develop a technology? If you can, you need a creative thinking on that. You can't do simply by saying yes or no. You need creativity. Because problems are not technology. Problems are people. That's one. Now coming back to the other side, we wanted to offer large number of services to farmers besides buying soybean or mustard or crops which you are interested in. We want to give them good extension services. We want to give them proper quality of seeds, agrochemicals, fertilizers, whatever they need on time. Can we come out with a system, and I'm talking again a scale of individual farmer, where one is a credit card, or as you started with Kisan card or any form of a card or any technology you call it, where we wanted to integrate with the agri-input companies and give those certain limits of 5,000, 10,000 rupees for agri-input and block that much amount in his account for his good quality seed and pesticides or chemicals, so that when he actually needs a technology, he should not say, I don't have money. And now he goes to money lender, gets a bad quality seed, bad quality pesticide, or I'll put this very clearly, spurious seeds and pesticides, and also pays hefty interest on that. And instead of coming out of the poverty, he sinks into it. Can we think of a technology or a systems or limits or credit card options? Why I'm raising these fundamental issues to you all is, ultimately for financial inclusion, what you need is money at least. Otherwise, what he will include? Even if you open a bank account, if that bank account remains empty for lifelong, what is the use of that so-called financial inclusion or opening bank accounts? There has to be money to prove that yes, they were included in the main line of activity. So money is essential when you talk about financial inclusion. Money transactions are important for financial inclusion and literacy and transactions. What I'm trying to say, friends, is huge opportunity. It's a profitable for everyone. You can think of linking your business models in rural area with agro-input companies, agri-output companies, processing companies, because that is a center point where all the actual transaction happens in and out from the farmer's pocket. He gets money from those companies after selling his consignment, and he also spends his money on agrochemicals, seeds and fertilizers and other things. there is a transaction besides his consumption items. Can we think of technologies? Can we think of systems? Can we think of where these things can become much more simpler? You can have ATM in a corner, you can have a bank branch in a taluka. In the earlier session, there was interesting statistics that bank branch handling is about 50 to 70 rupees per transaction. You have not included the cost of transaction which customer has to pay going to the branch, wasting time, money, and taking that money out, and sometimes he has to bribe the manager also there when he takes the loan, which we have not yet discussed at all. No bank managers in rural India. He says, anyway you are paying to Aditya, so pay something to me also. So they become Sarkari Aditiyas. That is what you have to think about. Okay, who is bearing that transaction cost? You are just calculating your taxation cost or transaction cost. He has to take a bus, spend 2 hours, go to taluka, go to the bank, do the transaction, good, bad, ugly, immaterial, comes back to his village, whole day's wages gone, whole day's work goes, cost of transaction goes. Who is calculating this transaction cost? So can we, with the help of technology, at least eliminate that? And if we can eliminate that, even if I take it as a 200 rupees of one transaction, if he has to go twice to bank in a month, you're talking of 400 to 500 rupees a month additional saving for a farmer sitting at home. And think of millions of farmers, how much additional saving rural India will have by introduction of technologies. And please appreciate, we are talking of almost 600 to 700 million such customers. We are talking of something about almost 500 million tons. And today, with onion prices 100, the money is flowing back from cities to villages. And make sure, it is just a beginning of inflation. Don't worry that PM and Prime Minister cannot do anything. We don't have food in this country. Forget about your automobiles and housing loans EMIs. If you will leave something on table after having food, only then you will go to EMIs of banks. And I can assure you, friends, this is just a beginning of inflation. This country is terribly deficit in food. Leave about carbohydrate outs, wheat, rice, sugar. We are 50% deficit in protein, 60% deficit in oil. We are not looking at the opportunity there. And those farmers are actually sitting on wealth which is tax-free. They don't pay income tax. It's a tax-free income. If you are not looking into this opportunity, I can only assure you that all the loans and services we are offering to urban centers will all become NPAs with time. Because where is the money? With 100 rupees onion, and then if onion becomes expensive, local city living becomes expensive, labor becomes expensive, transport becomes expensive. I don't think how many of you can pay EMIs for housing now. And imagine, this is today. 60% of average Indians spend money on food. And with 10% inflation every year, you do your own calculations. Where is the money actually? So banking system will be in stress if they don't balance their portfolio. It is comfort of managers sitting in banks, or it is actually the need of society. That is a trade-off. And as managers, I look at my comfort first, then actual need of the society. And that's a fact of life. Otherwise, managers should not jump from one company to other if they all are interested in services. They're all interested in perks. And that perks is not in rural India. It's a challenge. So only gap which you can fill through is technology. Because they don't depend on mood, season, climate, other human factors. Please look into this. My only summation in this discussion is only this. Because you are doing a fantastic discussion here on banking and technology for financial inclusion, it is all doable, possible. I don't go into all these technical things of what other people are mentioning about, what are the procedures and systems of Aadhaar and everything. I'm saying it is simple, common sense, it is doable. Are we willing to take that next step? And that is the challenge. Point, the life is not that pessimistic. One should remain optimistic.
But from a banker's perspective, I will say only one thing, that if you have 1,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees to deposit, will you deposit in FD or will you deposit in pulses or grains? Where the inflation is more, the return will be more. And today, if you ask me, n number of HNIs are parking their funds not in banks but in commodities, because return is 20 to 30%. And if it is not inflation, then I don't know how to